Yo, 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 what's going on? We back at it again, another live interview. I'm about to invite my boy Aztech right quick. Yo, what up, Keo? Yo, Keo, man, I gotta get an interview with you, bro, one day. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. On the block in the building, yo, my peoples. Just waiting for Aztech to hop in right quick. Hopefully, we don't got another problem like we did last time and whatnot. Invites there. All right. Just waiting for him to hop in right quick and then we straight. We play this beat my son made right quick, meanwhile. Yo, Aztec, I sent you the invite, bro. Hop in and whatnot. Yo, 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 what's good?
What's poppin'?
Chilling, bro. Chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Or it's been a minute, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Word, man. Word, yo. You got a lot of good things going on, man. Like since we, for the record, for everybody tuning in, and for everybody that's gonna see this later on, or whatever the case, yo, I've known this man mad long.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I think you was like 16, I think, when we first started doing some joints together or whatnot. Like you was, yeah, it was been a minute, yo.
No doubt.
Word. But let's get right into it then, man. Like, so what's going on? What you got going on project wise, yo?
Actually, last Friday, myself and Ayadonic, who's a producer out in Japan, we just released a project, November 19th, called Digga Like a Fossil. Kind of like a continuation of what I've been doing. You know, I've been Japan based for like the past 5 or 6 years, so they've
Word,
been good to me out there.
word, man, word. I mean, because you got so many dope things going on. Like you had a hand in like soundtracks for animes and all that.
Hmm.
And one of the major ones was Juju Kaisen. Like
Yep.
me and my family watches that. A whole bunch of anime people. Like it's a major market right now, especially because they
Yeah.
got a movie coming out, and you're gonna
Yeah.
have a hand in the movie.
Yeah. Well, they're using some of the same joints that I did for the show, um, for the movie as well.
Nice. That's what's up.
Mhm.
That's a good look. Name some of the other anime soundtracks you were involved in.
Yeah, so I did the first one I did was called Blood Blockade Battlefront. In Japan, it's called Kekai Sensen. I did myself and my man Paranom did a joint for that. Then it was the first season of Doctor Stone. The whole squad was on that one, and then after that, I think I want to say either Doctor Stone season 2 or Jujutsu Kaisen was next. I get them mixed up because they were kind of like right around the same time. But Jujutsu Kaisen, Doctor Stone season 2, and then I did a joint for Beastars, which is on Netflix, and the most recent one was a show called Sakugan, which is airing on Crunchyroll like right now. Actually, that's a dope one too. And
I'm gonna check that
a,
word.
a bunch of like also like a bunch of like commercials for like Japanese television and stuff too is kind of all that stuff's kind of been like the move for the past few years.
Word, man. I mean, do you feel like for other artists, like some advice would be to kind of go into that market, like the whole soundtrack thing, and you know what I mean, like
Yeah, I mean definitely. I mean not just soundtracks, but just like that kind of like sync shit in like in general. You know what I mean? Like especially like cats from our era and stuff like that, where it's there's not a quote unquote like market for like raw underground hip hop, right? But you know, stuff like anime and like underground hip hop have kind of always gone hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like both fan wise and just historically, you know what I mean? You'd always hear that kind of hip hop on anime, like things like Samurai Champloo and things like that. You know, you've always heard that like kind of like underground jazzy hip hop on that anyways. And that's kind of what I do naturally. So kind of just fit. Mhm.
Good thing, man. Do you also rap in Japanese? Like, are you able to do that?
Nah, everything's in English for the shows. I've tried to like write rhymes in Korean and shit like that, but it's like it's not easy to do, man.
Word.
To make sense and rhyme, especially when English is my first language, But
Hey, man, that'd be sad, man, to be able to do it in English and in your native
it'll
tongue.
happen.
You know what I
It'll
mean?
happen at some point. But
Word, word, man, word. You was I don't know. Are you still with Hybrid Thoughts? And like, is there still there's still a lot of
yeah,
stuff going on with that? Because
yeah, for sure. I mean, we haven't dropped like a project together since 2017, which was like actually the first like Japan release I did was the Hybrid Thoughts album, the last Hybrid Thoughts album. Um, yeah, no, we're still a crew, man. Just we're like a lot based on like the live show scene and things like that. And obviously during COVID and all that, when everything shut down, all the live shows kind of like went away. But now that they're back, I mean, we haven't rocked any as a group yet, but I've done a few solo shows and shit like that. So hopefully we can kind of get everybody back together. We're also like a big group, man. You know what I mean? So it's not easy to get 5, 6 members on the same page all the time and to have them, what I mean, to get everybody together to make joints, to rehearse for shows and things like that. So hopefully 2022 you'll see like another Hybrid Thoughts project. I'm hoping.
I was gonna say, 'cause y'all was like the Boston Wu Tang and shit. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Like, y'all had mad joints and like y'all was everywhere and whatnot. And that's his word, yo. But also for everybody that didn't know, me and him had a couple joints. Messing with Darkness. I forgot which album that was on. We had that joint.
In due time.
Definitely check that. We had a joint with Craig G back then.
Yep.
I produced 2 joints for him and whatnot, and them joints are hot. So definitely check those on YouTube and wherever other like markets. What were your main markets
Mhm.
still? Bandcamp and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I know it's like kind of like the underground hill thing to like hate on Spotify, but that's honestly like what my main following is. You know what I mean? You know, everything I've done is there, so like that's where you'll catch every single thing. Or you can just Google me and everything will pop up. But it's to keep it all in like one place is yeah, definitely check the Spotify out.
No doubt, no doubt. You got any favorite animes outside of what you work on?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm a fan of the old school stuff more so. You like Ninja Scroll, Samurai Champloo, the original Bebop, things like that. Nowadays, man, it's really tough for me to like watch new stuff aside from like the things I work on because I have to like kind of study these shows and learn more about them to make the soundtrack as good as it can be. So like a lot of what I watch is mainly just the shows I work on. Luckily, the shows I've worked on have all been dope, so makes it a little easier. And luckily nothing's been whack yet. So
Or what's your take on Demon Slayer? You thinking getting into that market?
yeah, I'd like to, man. I mean, I'm a fan of the dark shit, anyways. And like luckily, Jujutsu Kaisen was a pretty dark show too. So I mean, yeah, no, I could definitely get down with that. It's just all about who calls me, man. You know what I mean?
Or yeah, I hear you. So currently you're not in Boston.
No, I am. I'm still
You're
here.
still, oh, so you're doing everything right from Boston. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Pretty much everything, like every like show or anime I've worked on, it's all been done here. My man Yuki Kanasaka, who's like the Pirate Thoughts producer, he's kind of like the link between us and the anime world and whatnot. And everything kind of gets done at his studio. And it's been pretty much just like mainly like myself, my man Paranom, and him. My man Cass was also on the Jujutsu Kaisen and the first season of Doctor Stone with us too. But everything, like with the exception of the first season of Doctor Stone, has been done like just with us, like 3 or 4. But the first season of Doctor Stone, they actually the production team from Japan flew to Boston and we did it all together, which was really dope.
Yeah, that sounds dope, man. Word. Um, so who do you see yourself looking forward to working with in the future? Like I know I scrolled through some of your stuff more recently because like I've been kind of out of whack with a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna front, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, no, I think we all
But
have, man.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying, like when you got your life struggles, you try to
Yeah.
separate from everything else, and just everything just falls apart. And they just got to rebuild. So pretty much, I started going back into my joints, and you do have a lot of you have a lot of huge features,
Hmm.
and like so like who are some of the features you've had in some of your tracks, and like who you think was like well worth the production and working with
Yeah, I mean, of course, KRS-One was a big one. Obviously, anyone from our time, from our era, that's kind of always a bucket list. I Cannabis was big for me. Growing up, he was a huge influence to me. That
them?
was
Definitely.
dope. I mean, Craig G was cool, man. That's a legend. That's Juice Crew, man. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody I've worked with, man, Esoteric, and everybody that I've worked with, man, is like I'm a legit fan of. I don't. I'm not like the type of like cat. I've never just reached out to people because they had a name or whatnot. It's just like people that I'd really want to work with and people that like I think make sense to like do joints with me and things like that is kind of where my head was always at with collabs. That's why like a lot of my projects, I do a lot of collabs on my projects, and for the most part they're usually all fam, or like people that are in my circle. And then you'll see like one or two like super familiar names, and that's not because I'm like trying to get them, but it's because at that time I'm either talking to that person or like it just kind of worked out that way where like we were in the same place at the same time, or a conversation happened, and we ended up doing a joint together. Timing's got to be right. You know what I mean?
I do regret one thing, man. When I was out there last, I don't even remember what year it was when I was Decaf Black. Went to go check Hush and all that, and I do regret that one time I didn't get to chill with you and whatnot. I will say
Yeah.
that it was dope doing his birthday show and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
I even made some live beats in his studio and whatnot. Everybody was rapping. I think it was Latif, or I think that's how you say his name, or Latev.
Mm-hmm.
He kicked a little freestyle live on spot while jamming with the beat. So it was dope. I do regret not being able to hang with you though, and Maroney
Yeah, no
too.
doubt.
Like, but yeah, Boston's live, man. Like I'm actually glad you had Esoteric on one of your joints because y'all both from Boston, so you know what I mean. It
Yeah,
kind of
that's the homie too. You know what I mean? So
so exactly. So but yeah, Boston's pretty live, man. Like I feel like a lot of people kind of sleep on other states a lot of time because there's a lot of people's like, oh, hip hop originated in New York, yes,
right.
etc. But like I was telling what's it called, Read the Lost Cause
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. Like Philly be going hard, Boston, y'all be going hard. Yeah, y'all got some ill shit out there, and there's other states. So I mean, do you kind of feel that same way? Do you feel like Boston slept on in a way?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think so. I think it's kind of like a similar situation as Philly, where like we're kind of looked at as like New York's little brother or something like that. Where like it would kind of just be like an afterthought. But I mean, I think the past few years, like you've been seeing like a lot of cats from the area kind of flourish a little more, and get a little more, a little more love, like industry love and whatnot. But I mean, to be like completely honest though, man, like as far as like the Boston like scene goes, I've not like I don't want to be like a dick and say I've like removed myself from the scene, but like it's I've kind of like my days of like sitting at like the Boston hip hop table have kind of like gone away, you know what I mean? And that's not even on no like salty shit or nothing like that. It's just, directions have taken me other places, rather than, the Boston scene or whatever, not even just the soundtrack work, but like just even before like the soundtrack stuff started, like reaching out to people from other areas and working with other people, it like in my experience, man, honestly, like Boston's a small place, and I feel like the scene here has always been so kind of like clicky, and I think that like kind of hurt it as the due to the fact that we're not a big place anyways, and like kind of people that have made it, don't really like mess with this certain clique, so therefore like this small circle kind of gets a light put on them. And I mean, I know like every area's got like a scene like that, but I mean, here, considering such a small hip hop scene, I feel like that's kind of always been the issue. And I kind of realized I should, the world's a big place, man. Boston's a small place. The world's a really big place. So I never really wanted to kind of just like cement myself just here. I felt like I kind of like spent a lot of time trying to do that. And then, like I said, like I've been doing this shit for 20 years, man. And like, 20 years of making underground hip hop here. And then what, like 4, 5, 6 years of doing stuff in Japan, I've gotten like 6 times the love. So it's kind of like puts things into perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always kind of felt that. Like I felt like through international waters and whatnot. Like it seems like they kind of love us over there.
Yeah.
Like I was talking, I think, yeah, like Reef and everybody else, like everybody feels the same way, and it's like it is kind of sad as to say in some cases because like we should be getting love from our own home. You know what I mean? This is our breeding ground, etc. But hip hop's been kind of wacky lately with all these weirdos and the weird stuff they doing and whatnot, and like it kind of sad we had to travel all the way over to these other countries just just to push
Right.
the shit we love. But I mean, Japan has always been a huge market for hip hop and the anime. I mean,
Hmm.
I personally haven't heard like hard body hip hop off an anime soundtrack until a little bit towards the Samurai Champloo era
Right. Yeah. That's kind of what
because
happened.
I mean like Kyo Itachi and I forgot that one cat's name that worked on the whole stuff. He was one
New
of my
job.
favorite. Yeah,
New
New
job
Job
is,
as
yeah.
a yeah.
Yeah.
It was at the brain. I couldn't think for a second.
Yeah.
Like
Rest in
yeah,
peace. You know.
exactly. He
Hmm.
was his soundtracks were just phenomenal, and it went with every scene. And like I
Yeah.
think that kind of ushered in us in a way
I mean, he
because
to be honest too, like he also kind of like fathered the whole like lo-fi kind of thing too, which is like huge now. Like everything's all about that. But he kind of like I think he's kind of like the forefather of that shit too, like the lo-fi hip hop stuff.
yeah, no, definitely, yo. Like if you had the opportunity, would you be able to work? Would you want to work with him?
I mean, if he was still alive, yeah, man, for sure.
Well,
Um,
everybody's got their own style. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
mhm,
people don't like the lo-fi. A lot of them like the
mhm.
hard body, and
Yeah,
others
I mean,
like
I'm kind of one of them, but like, if it's done right, man, it's dope. Just like anything, man. Like, I mean, even if you look back to like the native tongue stuff, like Tribe De La, that was in a sense kind of similar to the lo-fi stuff. Heavy
yeah,
jazz bass, light drums, things like that. I think even like now, like I mean, it's not lo-fi technically, but like the big craze of like the drumless beats that you hear from like Griselda and all those dudes. I mean, it's not really that dissimilar from the lo-fi stuff. No drums, heavy, jazz and soul samples, things like that. I mean, I think people don't know that they like it when they do sometimes. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's one of those love-hate relationships. It's like you can't tell
Right.
if you like vibe into it or you should just fall back off of it. So I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, um, so what do you feel like you started with like the whole hip hop? Like start with the battle joints, you start writing. Like how did you start off your joints?
Originally, I mean, I tried to be a b-boy first. Originally, that
I
just
remember that.
yeah, that just didn't work out the way I'd wanted to. Just what I mean. I wasn't really built for it. But as far as like the rhyming goes, yeah, I mean, it was all the same stories. Everybody from that era, ciphers, battles, all that kind of stuff. Which kind of blossomed into writing verses, writing songs, recording. I guess technically you can say my starting point was 98, 99 is when I started. But then I recorded my first project in 2001. It was the first time I recorded like a whole project.
Word, man. Word. Like the b boy shit. Yeah, I couldn't do it either, man. I got my pop and the lock and whatnot, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Like
same,
you can catch me
same.
spinning on the head. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
same.
Like I'm good on that shit. But b-boying is definitely a major part of hip hop graffiti, and
Hmm.
like I feel like a lot of that gets lost in translation too because of the fact that everybody's so entertained with just the MC aspect. Like a lot of people don't pay respect to the DJs, the b-boys, graffiti. Like
Yeah, for
a lot,
sure.
a lot of people don't even know what like B Street is. Like if they go, you see
Right.
B Street, what's that? Like nah. I feel like artists in general need to kind of take a little time machine right quick and like get used to stuff. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I know in New York it's got to be that way. but
Right, right.
but so how many albums you got in total? Because like I know you got a lot.
Uh, Man, honestly, I don't even think I've ever even counted. I mean, shit, like it was time,
Well, not including hybrid thoughts.
fucking maybe like eight, I want to say
What?
7, 8,
Damn,
maybe.
where the fuck have I been at? Yo.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of them get lost in translation because they were before the streaming app era. You know what I mean? And they haven't been like re-uploaded from then. But like a lot of those albums that were just like exclusively on like undergroundhiphop.com and things like that no longer exist. Or they were like just straight like physical runs, things like that. Yeah, I want to say around 8. I would say in total.
That shit's crazy, man. I get excited over one song that I do, and you over here pumping
Yeah.
out fucking 8 albums and shit.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not excited about a lot of things I put out, so
Oh
that could
yeah.
be another reason. That could be another reason you haven't heard them. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being a perfectionist or in general being your own critique. I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of it does work. Um,
Right.
what was I gonna say? That's crazy. You got a lot of dope shit going on in the background. What are those all records or is that just art and
Little bit of mix everything. Got a plaque there, a couple of the joints, some art shit. You know what I mean?
that shit's
Try to
dope,
keep
man.
it my office, man. So I got to keep it interesting around me. You know what I mean? Try to keep me inspired a little
No,
bit.
no, no strobe lights, no
No,
stripper
none of
pose
that.
saying.
Yeah.
Word. Nah, I hear that, yo. All right, so what other what animes you think you want to get involved with, like upcoming, like
I mean, honestly, man, I'm always down for anything, man. As long as it's cool. You know, honestly, like the joints that I've worked on so far have all been like, first shots of stuff, and we never know how they're gonna turn out. And luckily, like I said, everyone's been successful. Everyone that I've done. Um, but I mean, shit, if they were to like rehash Samurai Champloo since Nujabes is gone, man, I'd be more than honored to take the reins on that. You know, yeah, I mean, honestly, man, anything, man. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z, shit like that. If they were to make a new version of Ninja Scroll, I'd be all about that.
yeah,
Anything, man. I mean, that's the world I'm in now, man. So, I mean, I would pretty much take anything, man. Honestly.
no doubt, no doubt. You thinking to get into any other business things with hip hop like merchandising, pop figures, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, man. I mean, that'd be like kind of taking some inspiration from the homie Esoteric and what he's done with Czarface, with the comic book thing and the action figures. I think that's all really dope. I mean, myself and my wife do. We own a store in Cambridge, Mass, and so like that's kind of been a big focus of like at least where the entrepreneur shit is right now. Um, but yeah, man, I'm game for anything, man. I'm game for anything that kind of just keeps me moving. I'm not
What's
getting any younger.
what's the name of your store?
It's called Lola's Boston. It's right on Mass Ave in Cambridge.
Bet. Come on, you got Instagram on all that. Just
Yeah,
tag me in it. I'll help you push
yeah,
it
no,
too.
for sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's mainly the brainchild of my wife. She's been doing it for a long time. She's worked with Erica Badu, Ladybug Mecca. She does a thing.
nice, nice. What's up, man? What was I gonna say? So also for all those that didn't know, you are in the magazine. Like I said yesterday, we're working out a little bit of kinks here and there because we are gonna be
Hmm.
pushing out the hard copies and stuff soon. But you are in it. You have a full page and everything of what we talked about, further interview and stuff like that. So definitely, I'm gonna be pushing that more. I just gotta figure out exactly, yeah, because
Yeah, no,
I'm kind of getting reacquainted to this whole social media shit. I never fucking
right.
before.
No, I feel that.
Like I'm still old school. Like go knocking on niggas' doors and do a track together or something. Like that. That's just my style. Like this whole internet shit is still weird to me in a way. But
No doubt.
I was gonna ask you, son. It might be kind of random and shit. But yo, would you be down to kick a verse or something you got laying around, or maybe off the head some shit?
I mean, you asked me, like, so
Hey, I
yeah,
gotta
man.
be spontaneous. You know what I mean? I gotta
I
hit
feel
people
you.
with the random shit.
Mhm. I mean, I'll kick something, recent, I guess. I said, bevel perception, I change direction, levels to the struggle, leave a slain reflection, culture cross, roadblocks, lost identity, vultures lost, gold thoughts, floss the weaponry, top rock on lock blocks was my day out from day one, chop shops and pop shots were not hot for phase one, six-step perfect, then he learned the backspin, less than mediocre, so refrain from that ring, a pop ran a lock, a better suited description, beatmaster, b-boy, the truest depiction, life through shots, barricaded the passion, light grew dark, activated the action, then element two, a need for the poetry, lowest level darkness, feed into the normalcy, slow rise, he show drive, stone grind and cosigns, a gold mine of gold mines, the own vines of old time, became divine, discovered the hybrid, a life direction full of struggle and sirens, rewind the line, not talking about blue cats, devil in the red dress, blocking the true facts, so who there at the crew back, duck when the dagger swing, fly high, skies cry, birth of the dragon king, flavorless taste, the will for supreme shit sprayed in the face, scarred your grill from the green mist.
Damn, yo. That's some fire right there. Word. That's the fuck I'm talking about right there. Like,
no doubt.
Yeah, you said the tone with that shit. Damn. I might have to sharpen my pen now because it's like, yo, all right. Word. No doubt, no doubt. You have any movie roles or anything? Are you gonna be involved in anything like outside of anime?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's kind of the next step, man. I've been kind of trying to beef up my IMDb and things like that, to kind of like put in, applications for more like live action stuff and shit like that. I tried to do, be part of the Cowboy Bebop live action joint, but dopely the original cat who did the original score, jumped on for the new one, so that was dope. But yeah, man, I mean, that's kind of the move for me now in general, is things like that. I'll always make my own music, my own thing, but to be honest, man, like nowadays, if like a choice is thrown in front of me or like a decision's made, like, do I go rock this, show, or do I, go to the studio and work on this HBO show? Like it's kind of like a no-brainer decision for me these days. But I'll always, I mean, I'm an MC at the forefront before I'm a fucking soundtrack artist all day, obviously. So that'll always be there. But that also, will come out in pretty much the other shit I do too.
No doubt. You have anything you wish you could change in your career or in your life?
Nah, because I mean, who knows where I would have ended up if I did things different. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess I would try to notify my younger self like earlier on, this whole like decision to make to kind of find a lane and stick to it. But like I said, man, like I said in that interview, man, like being part of like the Boston hip hop scene for that long definitely like molded who I was and helped me find myself. You know what I mean? It's just when you start doing things in another world, it kind of just puts into perspective that like it honestly was a rat race for 20 years. Like I was kind of just running in a circle, and trying to like force something that wasn't there. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I wouldn't change the fact that I went through it at all. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Maybe you should you should also work on a character like Esso, like just have your own shit too, man.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got a homie that I met on social media, a dude named Ground Nova. He's a dope anime artist, and talking to him about maybe like, trying to develop a character for myself or something sometime. But yeah, it'd be dope.
Word, man. Let's see. So just want to also give a shout out to London the Block magazine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's family right there. They help push everybody. They help push me. They're motivating a lot of people to do things. Definitely shout out to my boy Kevin Fivey. He does a lot of designs for me and shit. Like he real dope with it. Vinyl Frontier on Facebook and Instagram. Like he pushes.
Yep, I'm in that group.
Oh, so you already know that. Yeah. He the truth, man. Word. And is there anything else you would like to leave with, like your social media handles and stuff like that?
Instagram, I'm AztechYi, as you'll see up top. Kirk AztechYi, if you just Google that, everything else will pop up. On Spotify, though, make sure it's Aztech from Hybrid Thoughts. That's the name on Spotify that you'll kind of see everything with. But yeah, That's it, man. Check me out.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, definitely want to try to work on some stuff with you. I know you're crazy busy and whatnot, but I definitely
No,
feel
yeah,
like
I'm always down, man. It's been a minute, so
word, man. Like, we definitely gotta get some shit rocking. But this interview is gonna be up right after this, and then it's gonna be posted all around and whatnot, so you won't get tagged in it and everything else. And then
no doubt.
yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Now, shout out to you, man. Shout out to the magazine for having me in it and everything. It was dope. So that's always dope. But yeah,
No
much
doubt,
love.
no doubt. It's an honor, man. It's an honor to work with you back then. It's an honor to talk to you now, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Like you got my full support, man. Just tag me in all your shit, drop it in my inbox and whatever, and I'll help push. You already know.
No doubt. Appreciate you, man. Always.
But no doubt, bro. But y'all talk to you soon, though, man.
All right, brother.
All
Much
right, brother.
love.
Peace. Yeah, yeah. So that was my boy AztechYi. Hold on, let me change this real quick. There we go. My boy AztechYi. From Boston. He's part of Hybrid Thoughts. That's the name of their group and whatnot. He's been on multiple soundtracks for anime. For those that don't know, and he's also in the London LeBlanc magazine. Um, you can check that out. It's gonna be all over social media and stuff like that. And yeah. Once again, just comment if you want. Let me know whoever else you want me to interview and shit like that. And got some more dope interviews coming up every weekend. I'm trying to do this shit. I mean, I do work full time, you know what I mean, like everybody does and whatnot. But I'm trying to bring out authentic hip hop and doing what we can. But yeah, so just comment who you want me to interview next, and we'll go from there. Yo, y'all have a blessed Sunday. Peace.